Okay.
Good morning, students. Students, today we are going to start class 11 bio. This is NCERT book. You might have purchased this book. So in this book, altogether, different units are there. 5 units are there in this section. Unit 1 consists of diversity in living organisms, living words. In this unit, there are 4 chapters. Unit 2, it consists of structural organization in plants and animals. In this unit, there are 3 chapters. In Unit 3, 3 chapters are there. And Unit 4 consists of plant physiology. In this unit, 5 chapters are there. And Unit 5, human physiology. In this unit, there are 7 chapters. So, in the beginning, since this is not offline online class, this is not classroom course, this is online class. So that's why we have chosen this topic, morphology of flowering plants. It falls in unit 2 and chapter 5, morphology of flowering plants. Why we have chosen this topic? Because this is related with practical life, and lots of opportunities are there in making videos and other clips. So that's why I have chosen this. Another point is also there that this chapter is quite new for us, especially for you. Morphology we have not studied in class 9 or 10. So that's why we have opted this topic. This is uh, we can say that is simpler one, easy to elaborate or describe, and that's why we have chosen this topic. So first of all, we will discuss what is morphology. There are two important branch of botany. One is called morphology. In morphology, we study about external parts of plants. External parts, whatever may be the diversity existing in plants, but all plants consist of roots, stems, leaves, branches, etc., flowers, etc. So that's why in this particular topic, morphology, we will be studying roots, types of roots, functions of roots, modifications of roots, stem, its types, modifications, leaves, what are the different types of leaves, what are its functions, what are modifications of leaves, stems, etc. So altogether, this topic seems to be quite interesting. Listen. Another related topic, in morphology, we study about external parts of the plants, and another branch of botany is also there in which we study about internal part, that is called anatomy. So that is the next topic. After finishing this morphology, the next one is anatomy, anatomy of flowering plants. So in this topic, first of all, we will start roots. Roots, in general, we can classify plants. Here, this is one plant. So this plant consists of two main, whatever parts may be there, that can be categorized into two parts. From this point to below, from this point to below, this is called below ground part, and these parts of plants resides inside the soil. It remains inside the soil. So this is called, all these parts, the parts below this point are called below ground part, and it comprises mainly roots. The parts above from this point to all these plants, so these are above ground parts, and it consists of, it is known as shoot. Below ground part is root, above ground part is shoot. So shoot consists of two main components, stem plus leaves. Stem and leaves are called shoot. Whenever we germinate, we try to germinate a seedlings. This is one seedling. This is one seedling. If this seedling is germinated, if this seedling, if this seed is allowed to germinate, two structures simultaneously come out. One that moves in upward direction, this structure, and another one that moves in downward direction. The structure that moves in upward direction is called plumule, and the structure that moves in downward direction is called radicle. This plumule forms shoot system in future. This plumule forms shoot system in future, and that's what it's called. That's why it's called future plumule, is also known as future shoot. Radicle forms root system in future, and that's why it is also called future root. Root is the structure, whatever may be the plant, but root is the structure that always moves in downward direction. 99.9% case, root moves in downward direction, and downward direction is the direction of gravity also. So that's why roots are supposed to be positive geotropic. Any structure of or any part of plant that moves in downward direction is that type of movement is known as positive geotropic movement. So roots are positive geotropic because it moves in the direction of gravity. Second, as it moves in downward direction, it is also supposed to approach towards the water table. सॉइल के सरफेस पे जितना मॉइस्चर रहता है, जैसे जैसे हम डाउनवर्ड डायरेक्शन में जाएंगे तो अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ मॉइस्चर बढ़ता है, और चूंकि ये रूट जैसे जैसे डाउनवर्ड डायरेक्शन में जाएगा तो इट इज सपोज टू बी मूविंग इन द डायरेक्शन ऑफ वाटर टेबल, so that's why roots are also positive hydrotropic. It shows positive hydrotropic movement. And third one, as it goes in downward direction, it is supposed to move away from light. Downward is the direction of darkness. सॉइल के नीचे जाते हैं तो डार्कनेस बढ़ता जाता है, तो रूट्स आर सपोज टू मूव अवे फ्रॉम लाइट, एंड दैट्स व्हाई इट इज नेगेटिव phototropic. So we can say the same root will be positive geotropic. Roots are positive geotropic structure. Second, roots are positive hydrotropic structure. And third, roots are negative phototropic structure. Second one, root is also characterized by, you might have heard about nodes and internodes. Roots are also characterized by absence of nodes and internodes. Nodes and internodes are present only on the stem. No node, no internode are present on roots. So this is also one of the demarcating features of roots. Let us discuss in brief different functions of roots, then we will move forward. Functions of roots you might be knowing. These are the functions of roots. Here I try to show you functions of roots. Absorption of water and mineral nutrients. Number one, it provides a proper anchorage to the plant parts. Storage of reserve food materials when it is modified. Carrot is a modified root. It is supposed to store food. Synthesis of plant growth regulators, in general called PGR, prevent soil erosion. Roots are supposed to be the excellent soil binder, so that's why in this way it prevents soil erosion also. Sometimes in some roots it also helps in nitrogen fixation. Leguminous plant contains lots of root nodules which contains rhizobium bacteria, and those bacteria are helpful in nitrogen fixation. In some plants, especially mangroves, pneumatophores are present. Pneumatophores are specific respiratory roots, we can say, present only in mangrove plants, the plants growing in marshy area, and these roots help in respiration also. ये सुनने में थोड़ा सा पता लगता है कि रूट रेस्पिरेशन में कैसे करता है, तो ये मैनग्रोव प्लांट्स जो होता है ना, मैनग्रोव प्लांट्स बोलते हैं वैसे प्लांट्स को दैट ग्रो इन मार्शी एरिया, जहाँ मॉइस्चर का अवेलेबिलिटी बहुत ज़्यादा रहता है, दलदल वाला एरिया. तो such areas, such soils generally remains in deficiency of oxygen. So some specific roots are there that moves in upward direction. That is called pneumatophores, and in that case pneumatophores are negative geotropic. Since it moves away from the direction of gravity, that's what is called negative geotropic. Sometimes roots also helps in vegetative propagation. In some of the plants, especially in Shisham, Dalbergia shishu it is called, Shisham, in other plants also, in some other plants also, roots also helps in vegetative propagation. So these are the functions of roots. Second, there are two main types of roots. One is called tap root, another one is called adventitious root. Let us discuss with this plant. In this type of plant, whatever may be the plant, this is dipot plant. In this type of plant, different roots are there. This is the most prominent root. This is called primary root. This is primary root. Its thickness is much more as compared to any other. From this primary root, lots of secondary roots originate. This is secondary root, this is secondary root. Thickness of secondary root is somewhat lesser than the primary root, and from this secondary root again lots of roots emerge out, that is called tertiary roots, and root hairs also emerge out. So this type of root system, which consists of primary root, secondary root and tertiary roots, this is called tap root system. This type of root system is present only in dicot plant. This is the characteristic feature of dicot plant. Another type of root is there, that is called adventitious root. Normally root develops from radicals. A radical elongates and it forms root. But sometimes in certain plants, roots may originate from any part of the plant other than radical. If it happens so, that type of root is called adventitious root. Roots developing from any part of the plant other than radical is called adventitious root. For example, you might have seen banyan tree. So banyan tree, lots of roots or lots of structures are coming from the stem and it moves towards earth, soil. So those are not the stems, those are the roots, and since it originates from stem, so that's why this type of root is called adventitious roots. So mainly adventitious roots are supposed to provide protection, protection and support. These there are two main types of root system: tap root system and adventitious root system. There is some point of differences also between them. Sometimes especially in monocot plants, what happens that radical elongates forming primary root, but this primary root is very short-lived root. This is only in case of monocot plant. This is monocot plant, this is a grass. So all grass belongs to Gramineae family, Poaceae family. This belongs to monocot plant. So in this plant, primary root develops from radical, but it is short-lived, and in a short while it gets replaced by large number of bunches of roots. Here, these are the bunches of roots. All the roots, they originate from a common point. It is not possible to differentiate that this is primary root, this is secondary root, and this is tertiary root. All the roots are of equal status and they originate from almost from the same point. The main difference between these two is that this is primary root, secondary root, tertiary root. Tap root system consists of primary, secondary and tertiary root, whereas in fibrous root system, no primary, secondary and tertiary roots are there. All the roots are of equal status. Second difference is that in tap root system, different types of roots, they originate from different points, whereas in fibrous root system, all the roots originate almost from the same points. So this is the main difference between these two. Okay students, I will conclude today only at this point. If you have any problem, I am also sending the written content. If you have any problem up to this, you can ask freely.